We talked about last month.
I don't think so. I'm just excited to see you again.
Well, same here.
You did such a great job from the last time. You made our 40C look awesome, and the MS 324. Well, wonderful to meet you and the wife, and met the young lad this time. How does it get better?
Yes. Yeah. And full disclosure, she was willing to do a video.
Oh, yeah?
I got her opinion, her side of your story of starting Eastonmade.
Oh, geez, I hope it matches up. This is like the newlywed game.
That's right. This is Stacy.
Hello.
And last show we were at in Richmond, we got the story from Andrew about how the company started, but I wanted to get the other side, the better half story. How was it coming home and seeing them at the table?
It was a little stressful. I was 6 months pregnant, and he came home and said he quit his job, and I was self-employed, so I was going to be out of work as well for a little bit. And yeah, he said he's going to build wood splitters. I thought he was a little bit crazy.
Well, I quit my job, and Stacy wasn't very happy, and she was 5 months pregnant with Jack, our oldest boy, so I had to come up with something pretty quick.
Yeah, I know my wife would not be happy if I quit my job.
No, she wasn't terribly impressed.
So you didn't seek her advice first?
No, I was working for Dad. So Dad owned Bell's Firewood Processors.
Okay.
So I quit a really good job. I was a millwright at a local factory, good paying job. So I did that to go back and work for Dad. And when I did that, me and Dad normally didn't work well together. So I got to at least try it one more time. So I made it about 4 months, and then came home, about 4 o'clock, Stacy came home, I was sitting at the table drinking a beer. She said, "What are you doing home?" Normally I work a lot of hours, right?
Yeah.
Said, "I quit." And you could see her face kind of turn there, and she said, "What do you mean you quit?" I said, "Well, I quit working for Dad." But this time she was starting to get wound up a wee bit. And then they said, "Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "Well, I think I'm going to build wood splitters." That was the wrong thing to say. She wasn't terribly impressed with me for a long time after that, but took me, that was, I guess, the end of November. It would have been right after Thanksgiving, probably, and around there for you guys. And February 2nd, I delivered the first Eastonmade wood splitter, and it was 12/22, so.
Wow. So that was 4 months?
Yeah, well, we were about 2 months by the time I designed and got it built and out there and running, and it was one of those things. I thought if I built like 9 or 10 of them a year, I'd have beer money and money in my pocket. I never thought it would turn into this at all. Not a chance.
And then we sold our first one, and that was quite a trek delivering it. We had my dad's old trailer, and tie straps broke, and we barely had enough money to even buy new ones. Got it there, and the guy loved it, and we actually heard from him just a couple years ago, and he still loved it. It was amazing. Yeah.
Where did it go? Where was the delivery? Roughly, you don't have to say.
It was up northern Ontario. Yeah. And we delivered it. I was a month from my due date when we delivered it. So.
And it was the winter time, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It was quite the drive, I'll tell you that. I remember he initially said to me, "Steve, if I do this and I can sell 10 a year, we're doing good." And I was like, okay, we'll just hang in there. And I remember being so scared to even tell my parents because I was pregnant, and I didn't want my parents to know that he had quit his job.
Did they know that you married somebody who was a little different?
Well, yeah, but my dad loves Andrew and they get along great, but he also had many jobs when we first met. So Andrew was very like all over the place, and then he fell into this, and it's something he loves, and he likes being in control of his own future. And
Sure, don't we all? At what point did you think, oh, this is gonna work?
Well, he started getting more and more interest, and then probably once we sold like the third one, it was like, okay, I think things are going to be okay.
And so the first sale was that in February that you made the delivery?
Yeah, it was Groundhog Day we delivered it. But yeah, and it's just grown into something I never ever thought I would. So it's pretty cool, interesting. And to see the first one versus now, there's a huge difference. Huge difference.
Color, different color.
A little, but just in the machine itself, they're much beefier and just a lot better built now.
Sure. Yeah, learning how to do it. Well, what color did you want to go with originally?
What color?
Yeah, that would be a you know, newlywed
It
game.
was probably orange of some description. I did not want to paint them orange and blue though. Did not want to paint them orange and blue. Like Stacy and her friends, we were having a couple of beers at the local pub the one night and said, I gotta have two colors. They know like to make it look nice. And then I always liked orange and said, oh, paint it orange and blue. I said, you guys are nuts. You think I'm gonna paint something orange and blue? You're right off your rocker. I am not doing it.
And so what color did you end up painting them?
Orange and blue. They are orange and blue. Complementary colors, eh? Edmonton Oilers.
That's what she said.
What made go with the blue and orange? Is that your favorite color?
That was actually over dinner one night, me and my friends. He said, well, I wonder what color I should do. And me and my friends were like, orange and blue. And my good friend Kristen, she was the one that was like, yeah, like orange and blue, the Denver Broncos. And so he went with it, and then he actually thought we were crazy though. He didn't want to do the orange and blue, but he did go with it, and yeah, I can't look back. Well, I know I'm a hairstylist, so I was like, well, they're complementary colors; they go well together. So that's kind of the story between that.
I don't want to embarrass him, but do you remember the colors? Are you willing to say what his thoughts on the colors were? What he wanted?
I'm trying to think. I almost want to say he was thinking more like a red or something, but we're like, no, it needs to be.
I like, as you say, they're complementary, but nobody else is close to this color.
Yeah.
Except the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, Denver Broncos.
Well, thank you so much. Great actually meeting you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
So. Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to meet you again.
Same here, and I really enjoyed talking to your wife and getting the other side.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'd imagine that story's probably fairly close. I'm going to have to watch to find out, but I think it's probably pretty close.
That's right. I think it was.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. If not, I'll have to just sleep on the couch for a couple of nights. I lost the newlywed game.
That's right. At least you didn't say, I like contestant number 2.
That's exactly it.